Okay, here we are. Going to try this again. All right. I got my final part from my DPMS SASS. You know, the full title of it is DPMS 308762 NATO LRT SASS. Okay, and when I first decided to build this about 3 years ago, I went to the site, make sure I was getting, because I'd never built a 308 before, never built an AR-10. So I just went to the site, did my research, did a lot of research online, and I felt I could build it myself instead of buying one directly from DPMS. And I'd only actually saw one, and I think when these Air Force Reserve guys came out and they had all their sniper rifles and stuff to my range, I was a NCOIC of range 18 on Fort Leonard Wood for a couple years. But these guys have brought an AR-10, but I can't remember if it was the DPMS or not. So, but I decided I wanted to build one. It took a couple of years, like I always do when doing my specialty builds. And some things it took a long time to get them there on back order, but I wanted mil spec, DPMS spec parts. I got everything originally exact to specifications from them, whether or not I got it from, because I got parts from a lot from Brownells, Midway, from DPMS themselves. And there might have been one or two things that I got from somewhere, Magpul. Got some stuff direct from Magpul. I did not go with the backup sites that they had at the DPMS site because they were just using Imbus Magpul sites, to match up with the stock and the grip. I went with a different backup site that go on the left side. So instead of being, on the right, like you see all the other angled, when you got a scope, they put them on the right side, so you're supposed to tilt your head, whatever. I can shoot better on the left side. I can't. I don't know. I've got right side angle, 45-degree angle backup sights on my 5.56 Msrp that I built, but it was difficult for me, and I found these. They were left side, so I went with these. Not a real super heavy duty, real expensive stuff, but they were easy to zero, just like an AR, easy to zero, and I zeroed them for 300 meters, and no problem. I went with a Leatherwood 6 to 24 by 44 Leatherwood scope. I got that at sportsmanguide.com. I got the one piece, or the, I don't know what they call it, Unimount or whatever, Hilux mount. Got it all from sportsmanguide.com. A lot of guys might scoff at Leatherwood, the company where they're made or whatever. But I tell you what, I'm on a budget build. I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 on a rifle scope. And I originally started out with one of my hunting scopes, a good one, but I decided to buy this. And known a couple other guys that had them, and they really, really liked them. And it helped me out having this variable zoom scope. After I bought this and put it on this rifle, I put one on my SPR too. But variable zoom, I got it zeroed. You can go and get her back to zero. I did a couple adjustments, so I got to make a couple clicks today. And variable zoom 50 to 2000, actually 25 to 2000. And also yards, meters, you can make those adjustments. Okay, very easy. What I do is I zeroed it for 300 meters, and then I took the M16 alternate core C target, and I know I could dig them out, but I just basically zeroed it for 300 meters scope and the backup sights, and then I did the 300 meter alternate C, military and law enforcement qualification. And if I hear one of you Marine cooks talk all this shit about Marines, you Army, I'll meet you on any freaking range, and we'll see who shoots it, okay? And I'll bring my ARs too. So, and we'll have some fun. I'll bring some ammo. We'll make a day of it, okay? But I don't want to hear no freaking wheel mechanics with all their great, marksmanship stories and all that stuff. And I'm not saying I'm a sniper and all that crap. 23 years in the Army, running ranges, teach my marksmanship to my soldiers, and as a platoon sergeant, and and what I wouldn't know, I would go to people. And I was lucky. I was an airborne, light infantry, mechanized and armor, cavalry, airborne units. I was in all those units, so I got a little bit of experience of everything. So, and you'd always end up working with scouts and snipers and all that stuff. I'd make friends, and I learned a lot, you know. So, but I love this rifle. Okay, so the last thing that I had to do to make it 100% was that flash suppressor. Okay, and basically I've been waiting 2 years. DPMS, they were on back order, so I ended up putting A2 birdcage. I can't remember if I got that on Brownells or Midway maybe even. And I ended up, I've got a couple of them, because as soon as I was trying to get this one, it took me a little while. A buddy of mine sent another one to me, so I got 2 brand new ones. So if anybody needs one, let me know. Okay. All right, but that was my last part to make it 100% DPMS mil-spec standards. The bipod, I'm pretty sure, is pretty close, but, you know, and I may have talked about that before. But I went exactly to specs, and then I went with a leatherwood scope. Okay, MSRP from DPMS for the LRT SASS 308 NATO is $21.79. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not a videographer. I'm doing this with my freaking Note 5. All right, so sorry about that. I'm not great like y'all. All right, but MSRP for $21.79, and I built it right around $1,100. So, I mean, you do your own work, you can save it. I was fortunate when I was a young buck sergeant, and schools were really available when we were, you know, during the Clinton times when, you know, after the purge happened, and I was lucky enough to be able to stay in the Army. I was sent to the armor school, and to get the experience, be the arms room NCOs, to make, you know, get the armors, make sure the armors were tracking our stuff, because we were transitioning from the A2s to the A4s, you know, carbines, A2 carbines to the M4 carbines. And then later ended up, you know, that experience helped me out. My next unit, when I was a staff sergeant, you know, that was my additional duty, was arms room NCO, 5th Engineers, and helped them do the same exact transition. Was able to talk my commander into letting me convert some of our A2 rifles into carbines. So when we had M4 carbines, we also had A2 carbines. Carson, I, you know, helped out with that. I think that was my additional duty for a while too. But again, a lot of experience. I'm not an expert. I'm not like some of these, you know, the serious armor guys that know all this high-speed stuff and do all this really stuff. You know, they know everything. You know, there's always experts, right? And just research it yourself. You know, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can build anything. If I wanted to build an MP5, I'm sure there's about 1,000 videos how to build an MP5 and get the parts for it on YouTube. YouTube's awesome. That's how I got friends of mine and, you know, relatives, they're never even picked up an AR, and are building them and shooting them, you know, and they're doing great. So here it is one more time. Here's my SASS before I post this. Sorry about the video. It's great. I'll try to do another video of me shooting it recently. I think the last one I did was a couple of months ago, and I just shared that like a week or so ago. But 100% finally got my DPMS, the correct flash suppressor, or flash hider, as you want to call it. All right, great rifle, love it. Be nice in your comments, all right. And if you have anything and you're like, oh, well, on my sniper rifle, you know, I only go with the, you know, blah blah blah. Well, if so, then show us your freaking pictures of proof. I just had a guy dogging me out about it. I didn't know shit about AR, like M4s and ammo. I didn't know what I was talking about zero. And I gave that guy a lesson. So, and I still have friends that are like that too. But I don't know everything. If I don't know something, I will go research it and find out for you. But check it out. If you get a chance, you know, I would tell you this is a great rifle to build. Build it yourself. Build all your rifles yourself. You get a lot more satisfaction out of it. And that's that, guys. Sorry it was so long.